This is an absolute total farce, you know. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. The BBC scandal with Hugh Edwards, possibly the worst thing that has happened since the last scandal, which was, of course, Philip Schofield over on ITV. They just keep coming, don't they? But now, basically, the chair of the BBC and the Director General of the BBC, Tim Davie, have basically spoken out and said, well, we'd like our money back. This is around about 200 grand, which they decided to carry on paying Hugh Edwards, even though, of course, they knew about this particular situation. They knew, apparently, allegedly, way back in November time. So it's fascinating, isn't it, to know that they now want this money back. But where does it stand, and truly, what does it all mean? Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever. Scandals, yes, they come and go, don't they? But none has been bigger than this particular man's downfall from Grace. I mean, really, it was at the pinnacle of his career, the voice of everything majestic, sadly for, of course, the voice of our late monarch's funeral, the Platinum Jubilee, of course, His Majesty the King's coronation. He was the number one choice, the go-to person. And at 60 plus, he'd literally hit everything he possibly could have wanted in his career. And then it all went crumbling down, all thanks to his own stupid fault, people have to say. But it's interesting now, the BBC want around £200,000 back off the money that they've paid him. Now, what I can tell you is 100% this: he doesn't have to pay it back. There's no legal recourse against that. And you'll note the phrasing of the wording. We've asked for the money back. They can't demand it. They certainly won't take him to court. And if it got to that point, he could then lift the lid on some of these shenanigans that have gone on behind the scenes. They certainly don't want any more of that. Now, of course, what's interesting about this is, while you may go for Hugh Edwards in this particular moment right now, what about the likes of Martin Bashir? Again, another disgraced BBC journal who, of course, brought some terrible misery onto the late and beautiful Princess Diana. Now, surely there must be a case looming there. As ever, we have to say allegedly. But it's fascinating, isn't it, why they go for the easy option. Now, talking to the legal team, I can tell you, as I say, that Hugh doesn't need to pay it back. They can't force him. It's your money they've given away. What they're trying to do is make it look like they're doing something slightly more dramatic in order to, well, look, we tried our best to make sure things weren't getting any worse. That type of thing, But they are, and no doubt he will need the money for his forthcoming court cases and legal teams. As Hugh himself used to say, that is the news, and that truly is the news. The BBC can kiss that money totally goodbye. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.